Hello, everyone. This is obviously not ideal, but I'm not here today. So I want to go over the details of your third essay and kind of cover some of the main points that I want to make sure to emphasize to you today. And then the good news for you, since I'm not here, is that you'll get plenty of time to begin searching for an article that you can use for this essay. And then I also have a framework that I'm going to show you that will help kind of work through the scholarly article once you have found one that will work for you. So if you want to follow along, you're welcome to pull up the assignment number 3 overview here on Talon, as you hopefully will know how to find. And you can see here the details of the assignment laid out in the same way that all of our other previous assignments have been. So the main component of this assignment is for you to evaluate and explain a scholarly article. And we'll spend time talking about what a scholarly article is, but essentially knowing that it has to have a DOI reference number, and then as well as it has to be peer reviewed. So you're looking for an article that is found on a database through the Kirkwood Library that is both peer reviewed and has a DOI reference number to sort of show that it is a scholarly article. And you're going to be choosing an article that is relevant to something that you're interested in, whether it be a field that you want to go into, something that you want to study, a job that you hope to have, a hobby that you feel strongly or passionately about, or an issue that is relevant or important to you in some way. Your job is going to be to choose an academic source, an academic scholarly article that you will then evaluate for reliability and explain the information within that article in a more simplified manner. Um, Now, a big part of this is going to be testing for reliability, which the thing is, like most scholarly articles, if not all scholarly articles, will have guaranteed reliability just because of the peer review process. But for our purposes, I am more interested in just seeing you deploy those testing strategies, which we'll talk about in class next week, and how we can test for reliability. But your job is going to be to employ those reliability tests on this article very explicitly to explain why and how this article is reliable. And then you can also, obviously, we'll talk about this, consider the rhetorical situation as well, how you can sort of use the rhetorical lens to analyze who wrote this article, what's their purpose, what is their reason for writing about this subject, what is their subject, as well as doing more research on the subject to gain a deeper understanding of it, and then writing about that sort of reliability test, whether it be the rhetorical situation or otherwise, through this essay. And then the second objective, as you can see down here, is to simplify and explain the information within that scholarly article. Because what happens is, and what tends to happen is that scholarly articles are complex because they tend to be written for other people who are in this field, who also know sort of the cutting edge research about this topic. And so your job is to sort of be like a scholarly article journalist. It's to take in the information from the scholarly article, pretend you're someone who is reporting on the research that's in this scholarly article, and then simplify it for someone who might not know as much about that topic, and to ultimately explain it in a way that makes sense to a lay person, to someone who doesn't have as much specialized knowledge. And then Obviously, this is going to be very expository in nature, and you'll have to have a works cited page as well. And this will require some research on your part. And then, as you can see, it is going to be a 3 to 5 page essay, no more than 6 pages. Works cited page is going to be is not going to count in this, obviously, because we kind of already talked about that with the essay that you just submitted. Then there's the rubric down here. As you can see, it's worth 50 points. The breakdown of your evaluation of the reliability is 20 points. The exposition and explanation of the concepts within the article is worth 20 points. And then your conventions and grammar, including your MLA, is worth 10 points. And then that's not adjusted, but late submissions will lose 1 point per day according to the syllabus. And then if you want a more detailed explanation of what you're actually going to be doing with this essay, here it is. So as you can see, obviously, there's the 2 objectives here, objective 1, objective 2. This is really the breakdown in structure for your essay and what you're actually going to be doing in the essay. And I've already kind of explained this, but you can see how evaluating the reliability is obviously employing the rhetorical situation, but also you will be employing one of these reliability tests, which we'll talk about next week, and how to use them. But you'll be sort of like testing this article through one of these lenses. And then, as you can see, objective 2 down here to simplify and explain, and then just some guiding questions to kind of help you think through that and think through how you personally will be able to do that. So that's the most basic breakdown of this essay assignment. Obviously, this is not ideal because you're not able to ask questions right now, but I will be back on Monday and we'll be able to talk about this in greater detail, and I'll carve out some time for us to actually sort of like address any questions that might be out there. But for now, what I want to show you is there's going to be an activity that you're going to be doing today that's really going to be designed to help you find a scholarly article and then to send that scholarly article to me for approval. I have to approve your scholarly article before you can begin writing this essay. So it is in your best interest today to find several examples of scholarly articles that you can hopefully use and to send them to me by the end of the day so that I can take a look at them and approve them ideally before Monday. And so you should be using the library databases to find a scholarly article so that we can begin working on this essay. And then once you have an article, and this will be something that we work on next week as well, so don't stress if you don't get to this or you don't necessarily want to start this until your article is approved. But if you want to look on our week 6 evaluating information, there is a resource on here for analyzing scholarly articles. This is a template that you're welcome to make a copy of, and it'll allow you to kind of give a summary of the article, talk a little bit about the rhetorical situation, and then break down the evaluative like method sift or crap test, and then sort of break down the reliability of that article. So this is something that we'll be explaining in more detail next week. But if you are looking ahead and you want to maybe challenge yourself to get started a little sooner, this is certainly a template that you can come and take a look at. Today, if you have a scholarly article and you feel like it's peer reviewed, it's got a DOI number, that's really all I need to see to approve it, then you can start the work of analyzing this as well. So I hope it goes well today. If you have any questions, you can obviously email me. Again, I apologize that I'm not there today, but it is sort of an opportunity for you to maybe get ahead of a little bit of the work that you have over the next couple of weeks. So send me an email if you have questions, and definitely send me an email with any of your articles that you want approved prior to Monday. Thanks, and I'll see you next week.